guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another 15-minute impactful layout for you. So I have put my speed on double time for the video itself. So if you look at it, it is only 7 minutes. So I did stay under the 15-minute guideline, just like I had said. And so what I was thinking when I started this layout is that I was going to line up my photos in one kind of row across that top third of my page. And that is kind of a go-to design when I'm creating something quick with a lot of photos. And so I had a 4x6 and two 3x4s that I wanted to use. And so my original thinking was having them across the line. And that is not where the layout ends up going. So what I am doing is I am just backing each of my photos with a really thin border of white cardstock. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim those down. Excuse me. And I'm playing with this farmhouse collection again from Wild Whisper. And something I did to save myself a lot of time is when I got this collection pack out for the beginning of the month for Wild Whisper, I knew that I wanted to create some projects with this really fun farmhouse theme. So I went through and pulled out photos ahead of time that I already knew were going to go with this particular collection. And then I kind of laid them out on my floor. So I put all my pattern papers that I wanted to use together. I put all my ephemera in my pocket cards, and then I added the photos. So there was part of this that was already done, and I did this at the beginning of the month for all of the layouts I wanted to create with this particular collection. And I find that kind of batch processing like that does save me a lot of time. So kind of laying out some ideas of what papers, what embellishments, and what photos are going to go together, even though I don't have a layout in mind yet, is a way that I can save time when I only have a few minutes here and there to be able to create. And so I knew that I wanted to add some of this textured kind of jute twine to this layout in just one spot. So I'm adding just a touch. If I had a lot more time, I would probably look at doing some hand stitching. But in a 15-minute layout or on a big time crunch, that's just not realistic. So after I have this piece of black cardstock already cut, I've decided I want to change up what I'm going to do. So instead of what I had planned, I'm going to create kind of a grid layout. So I'm going to use these two pocket cards to finish off my grid. So the one green door with the word farmhouse is going to join my top two 3x4 photos. And then I am going to put a little white border around these as well because I feel like it needs to all be cohesive. And so I just wasn't feeling it with the smaller block of black. So I felt like I needed a bigger one. So we went back and kind of started over. And even though this is only 15 minutes, we could do that. So I went ahead and then glued down all of those that were going to be in the top row. And then my 4x6 kind of horizontal photo is going to be in the bottom row. And rather than lining up my two Project Life or my two pocket cards, I'm going to have one in the top left and one in the bottom right. So it kind of frames in everything that's going on in this grid. And so this one's going to also end up getting put on a little piece of white cardstock, not because it makes it stand out any differently, just because it makes it fit as the same size. And I do end up leaving a little bit of a weightier border of black cardstock on the bottom part of the layout than I do on the top. So that is there purposefully because their photos on the top part are more busy. And so I wanted to add just a little bit of a weightier border to the bottom to make sure that I'm kind of drawing your eye still down to the bottom. So now I'm still trying to get that jute ribbon on here. And I thought I was going to have this off the edge of the page, and I decided that is not indeed what I want to do. I want to have it centered in the middle. So I keep playing with, is it going on the side or is it going in the middle? I can't really decide. And so I'm just laying out where I think my embellishments are going to go. And then I can kind of further decide, do I want it on the side or do I want it in the middle? Either one of those orientations would have looked totally fine. So I decided to go with the middle. So I have my time-saving grid layout design as one of your tips this week. It is on a black piece of cardstock centered in the middle of my pattern paper, which is just those really cool barn doors. And then all of my embellishments, a really quick and easy way to add dimension and texture is to use foam adhesive. So rather than doing a whole bunch of crazy intricate mixed media and detailed embellishment clusters, I'm going to have a flat embellishment with a dimensional embellishment clustered together, and that's going to give me this really kind of fun dimensional look that I want, and quick and easy. And so I'm going to add those little words that say Oink and Moo up over that farmhouse card in the top to give that one also some dimension and texture. So just using foam adhesive, you can get some really neat dimension without having to do a whole lot of work. So that's another tip for you for your quick and easy, impactful layout. And then this one I just put directly over where the Farm Sweet Farm was in the image on the pocket card. So I just mimicked it with one that's a little bit bigger and popped up on adhesive, so it's going to stand out, but it still overlaps the card on the bottom, and I really like how that looks. And so my little piece of jute here is going to make it just across the middle of my layout. So I'm using washi tape to secure it in the back. I'm keeping it super simple and quick and easy. It's going to give me an impact though, because it's going to bring in another entire texture. So something completely different as far as texture goes, but in a really quick and easy way. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my journaling right directly onto my pocket page card. So it's going to go right underneath this farmhouse, talking about how my kids love like climbing and riding and getting dirty when we go and visit the farm here near our town. And just kind of all of those really rough and tumble boy fall activities that they do when they go to the farm. And so I'm just writing about that on the bottom of my pocket card. And that is basically going to do it. So I'm going to keep the embellishing simple. I'm going to use my grid. I'm going to make my one piece of textured jute and my 3-dimensional foam adhesive work for me. And that's going to do it. So another 15-minute quick and easy impactful layout, and I will be back to see you again very soon. Please make sure to tag me if you try out any of these ideas, and I'll see you soon.